Alright, how we doing, folks? Your boy, Mark205 numbers after name. Games beaten, man. I've been scoping out over here the Cowabunga collection since it came out. I'll give you a little history with me, a little historia with me and the Ninja Turtle games. There's not much of it. Going up over at a couple friends' houses, I would play TMNT 2, I believe. Yeah, TMNT 2 on the NES. And that's pretty much it. I didn't really play any of the other games. Over the years, I've played Turtles in Time a bit. But I never bought it, I never owned it. It was expensive on the Super Nintendo, and I was like, nah, man, I can't afford that. And that's kind of that. So when the Cowabunga collection came out, I was like, oh, that's cool. I could kind of go for some beat-em-up kind of game. We played Shredder's Revenge when that came out on Game Pass over here last year, and that was pretty dope. And I am into beat-em-ups, you know. I've played Double Dragon, I've played some Final Fight, Streets of Rage, beat that. I think it's on the channel here fairly recently as well, Streets of Rage 2. So I'm into it. I wouldn't call it my favorite game genre by any means. I think it's limited in what limited is. I think it's limited in what it is, but you know, it's fun. It's entertaining. I think a multiplayer aspect is pretty cool. I think when you put yourself in the perspective of when this game came out as well, and to be able to play, and that was kind of like what I remember. Like it was cool to be able to play a game at the same time as my friend, and we were doing things and working on stuff. Like, okay. You don't get that too often, you know? Nowadays, we kind of take co-op games a little bit for granted in some senses they aren't around. But back in the day, it was a really cool thing to do it at the same time. You know, you gotta remember we were like taking turns playing Mario. Either way, to give you a little perspective, that's kind of my background here, the Turtles thing. So, I'd played this one originally, I think I have it now on the NES, but I never played the arcade version. So I was like, ah, check out the arcade. And it's pretty good. It's just like a substantially better, I don't know about substantially better, but it's a better version of the NES one. I have a soft spot for the NES ones because they have that NES aesthetic to them, and that in itself kind of makes me like them. But obviously, if both of these games came out at the time, we all know which one's like the actual better game over here. Now, don't take like my word for granted here how to play through over here, because I'm just like basically mashing through. I played Leonardo for the most part in all these games. He's just kind of your average kind of character. And yeah, this one it has everything you think of the NES game. It looks just like a little bit better. Play smooth, Cowabunga collection, A+ kind of reproduction of everything over there, remaster kind of situation. I don't even say remaster, just plastering through onto a newer system. I got it on the Switch as well. Runs very smooth from everything I've kind of gathered. I've played through most of the games at this point. You gotta go get Shredder, man. This ain't cool.